Hey, Chris. Can Chris hear? We can't hear you. Uh-oh, check your audio. And Dominique. Hey, Dominique. Thanks for joining.
Hi. Hi, thank
Hey. And Miss Sandra, welcome.
Hello, thank you.
Welcome.
Welcome, everyone. We appreciate you joining to get this valuable information. Miss Latoya, thank you for joining. And Sion, take it away.
Madam President, you might put the agenda on the screen for me, please?
I can do that. One moment. Can you see the agenda? Or you
Yes.
see everything?
Yeah, I get it on my phone. It just came up. All right, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
And
We can hear you loud and clear, Sion. He's enthusiastic. I like that.
Greetings, greetings.
Greetings.
Yes, yes.
Mr. Garfield.
Welcome to our September general meeting. And I hope everyone in right spirit, good spirit, having a great day, breakfast, lunch, preparing for dinner. I just had some good food and I'm sorry I had to rush to be here because I really want my food to properly digest. Well, with that being said, it's the 7th of September and the time is, what's the time? The time is 6 minutes. So for note taking, Camille, can you go to 7 minutes past 5 as our meeting time of starting today? So once again, formally, you're welcome. And I am the Sergeant at Arms of the Caribbean Association of Georgia. My name is Sion Rodney. Kristen Newton is our president. Camille Fitzsimmons is our secretary. Garfield Thomas is our vice president. And Garfield is our treasurer, sorry. And Winston Thomas.
That's two person in one.
So now you get to know who your board member is. We are small, but yet we do great things in the community and for Georgia at large. So if you haven't taken membership yet, I hope at the end of this meeting, you're going to see that need for taking membership. If you're not involved in any way, at the end of this meeting, I guess you'll be challenged to say, I want to have a place in Caribbean Association of Georgia. I want my skill set to be used. I want my gifting to be seen. And here is the place you want to volunteer. You want to be that we work together as a team. You see, 5 person really move this great organization along. And once again, we have one of our past president here, Dr. Chris Scott, and everyone else. Thank you for joining with us today. We will do a short invocation and then we're going to get into the meeting today. Just bow your head and close your eyes with me for a quick second. Father and God, we give you praise, honor, and glory. Thank you for today's meeting, this great organization, the Caribbean Association of Georgia. We pray, oh God, that you continue to bless this organization. I pray, oh God, that today's meeting will be done in decency and in order through it all, your name will be glorified. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen and amen and amen.
Women too.
So I will hand over to our secretary, which you just heard in the person of Camille Fitzsimmons. She's going to do the roll call.
Okay, thank you for that, Sion. All right, so Sion Rodney. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we hear you loud and clear.
I feel like a school kid in the classroom saying, yes, ma'am, I'm here. But
okay, obviously, Christine Newton.
Present.
Garfield Wilkes.
Here, here.
Winston Thomas. All right, Mr. Winston probably join us a little later. And Camille Fitzsimmons, I am the secretary. That concludes the roll call for the executive board. Thank you.
So we're going to have the minutes of the last meeting be read by our secretary.
Camille, did you have that? Camille.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I
can. Now we're hearing you. Minutes of the last meeting be read by you. We're not hearing you, Camille. Camille?
Okay, go on, Sion, to the next thing on the agenda.
Okay, the next will be, we have an open issue with the new immigration law that is presented in the state of Georgia. Presented, but we are in the state of Georgia. We want the citizenry of Georgia to be obeyed with this new law. Some of us may be very much in need of it, and some of us not at this time, or for the future, we sure will need this kind of information that will be coming to us this evening in the form of the new immigration law that just passed. So with that being said, our presenter today gonna be Latoya Lawrence. She's a licensed immigration assistant. So Miss Latoya, once again, I want to thank you for taking the time off from your busy schedule, your family, and all that you have to do in keeping with this great weekend. You could have been anywhere else, but you choose to be with this great organization to bring the information that you so garnered, that we can be beneficiary of that information, that we can use it for ourselves and we can pass it on. Because what we do, we relay messages, we relay information. It's like the relay race just concluded at the Olympic. We receive the baton and we pass the baton on. So we want to thank you. You are the person that instead of receiving the information, you give it to us, and while we can disseminate the information that those who cannot be on this platform this afternoon. So once again, we thank you on behalf of the executive of this great organization. The floor is yours.
Thank you, guys. Thank you guys so much for having me. Christine, thank you for the invite as well. It's an honor to be here to serve the immigrant community and also the Caribbean on a whole. Okay, so as a introduction, I am Latoya Lawrence of LATLAW Immigration Services. As a disclaimer, I am not an attorney. I am a licensed immigration assistant provider. Therefore, I do not provide legal advice or strategies. However, LATLAW, you hear the name law, this is just my name. I use my first name and my last name to combine that. Latoya Lawrence, LATLAW, okay? So today I want to touch a topic on the parole in place, or the PIP, as they call it, which is keeping families together. So the Biden administration announced this benefit for persons who came in the country unlawfully, persons who have never been inspected. As you can see now, there are persons who are crossing the border. So therefore, this benefit would apply to some of them who have been here for over 10 years. Who is not eligible are persons who came in the country legally. For example, they came on a visitor visa, they came as a fiance, they came as a student, as a worker. They would not be eligible for this program. This program was dedicated only for persons who came in the country illegally, and they've been here for 10 years or more continuously. So physically continuously in the United States, never left. And this program, who's eligible are spouses of US citizens. And of course, they had to be married before Biden announced this, which would have been June 17th. So if they were married after June 17th, they would not be qualified. But if they were married before or on June 17th, so US spouses of US citizens as well as stepchildren would be eligible. And for this program, over 500,000 spouses would be eligible and 50,000 stepchildren. And for stepchildren who would be considered a stepchild, you'd have to be married, that US citizen spouse would have to be married to that US citizen. I'm sorry, the parent would have to be married before that child turns 18. If it's after 18, they wouldn't be qualified. All right, the reason for Biden announcing this is basically keeping families together so they wouldn't have to leave the United States to go back to their home country to do an interview. So that's how the parole in place came in. So they will be eligible for a green card and on their way to US citizenship. Now, with all that being said, of course, there's a form to file. So on August 19th, the government had issued a form, which is called a parole in place. And this is, if you go on the uscis.gov website, that's basically the library. If you have any questions and you're seeking answers, that's where I would suggest to go, uscis.gov. That's basically where everything is. And the form is Form I-131F. It's very simple. And when I say simple, anyone can do this form on their own. They don't necessarily need a legal assistant, but for not to make any mistakes, and you need legal assistance, then of course you speak to an immigration attorney, or if you know what you're doing, of course you can seek my services to assist with that. On the application, the best thing to do is to have all supporting documents ready, because you need to prove to the government that, yes, you've been here over 10 years. So of course they're checking everything. It's not just finding something for 2024 and say, yes, I've been here. No, you got to go back in history and seek all those documentation. You're going to need proof of legal marriage, that your marriage is in good faith, because they're going to do their background check to make sure that no one is trying to submit any fraudulent documents. And also, after submitting the application, there is a fee of $508. I think the fee is $580 that has to be submitted, and there is no waiver for this benefit. There's no fee waiver. Individuals would have to pay for the fee. After that is submitted, you'll have to do a biometric. So a biometric is going in for them to take your fingerprints for your background check, record your signature, and to take a photograph that will go on the individual's work permit. So that's basically what will be done after, and none of this information will be mailed. You will not receive anything in the mail. Everything will be done electronically. So make sure the individuals have to ensure that they have a valid email address, because everything is submitted electronically. You're checking the progress electronically. Nothing will be in the mail. So that's basically the next step. And after that is done, after you submit your application, you cannot leave the country. This does not guarantee or does not allow you to leave the country, or else basically you'll terminate. Basically, your case is terminated if that is the case. You've been here for over 10 years and then you want to leave? No. Allow the process to go through. So currently, I must say there's somewhat a pause on the program. 16 Republican-led states, and I have a list of them here, that they're suing the government, Department of Homeland Security, for this benefit, and the states are Texas, Idaho, Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Iowa, Kansas, Louisiana, Missouri, North Dakota, Ohio, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, and Wyoming. So they're not in agreement with any of this, with keeping families together. So, and it's for, let me see. Actually, it's extended until September 23rd. So basically, there's a pause on it, but persons are encouraged to still submit applications, do their biometrics until a final decision is made on how to move forward with this.
So I have questions, and I'm just pretending to be the average man out there that, trying to get my stuff together, and I don't know where to start. Where would someone start? They need their papers. Mm-hmm. This might fit what they're looking for. Where would they start?
So the average person needs to first find out, are they eligible? Because not everyone will benefit from this. So the first thing to do, find out if they're eligible. As I said, uscis.gov is where they can go to find out if they're the eligibility, make sure that they've been here, if they've been in the country illegally. unlawfully. So I know lots of persons, because I got a lot of phone calls, been asking, am I eligible because I've been here over 10 years? How did you enter the country? Oh, I came on a visa. No, you're not. This is only for persons who came here legally. Now, you can go on, as I said, USCIS.gov, create a online account, or if persons are in need of assistance, seek assistance from an immigration attorney. That would be the best thing. I know there's a lot of persons out there helping, but we want to make sure that everything, you have the correct documentations in place and that your application is submitted successfully. Also, another thing that I need to mention that is on the application is you have to tell them, how do you think you're qualified? Type 2,000 up to 2,000 characters explaining how you are qualified for this benefit. The minimum number of characters is 750. If it's less than that, no. You need up to 750 characters explaining to them why you're qualified. If it's over 2,000, I would suggest doing it on a Word document and uploading it in the additional section.
Another question, you mentioned that they can go online and create an account. However, a lot of people might be scared to do that because they don't, the Caribbean way, they're not straight. So how would somebody combat that? Because now they're scared to put their information out there because now you can find me and put me out of the country. So what do you say to those people?
Okay, so again, this is not legal advice. This is a benefit for persons who are not straight. So why would the government have this benefit open and you're afraid? I mean, it's there for you. It's there for you to become lawfully present in the United States, to become a lawful resident up to US citizenship. And if anyone needs assistance with that, of course, I can definitely assist. If it's just to create an account, if they don't have access to a computer, a phone, definitely they can reach out to me for further assistance with that. Or as I said, contact an immigration attorney if needs be.
Okay, and then the other question I have, if they are, you mentioned up to age 18, like if they have a child, because some people have their children here. So the cutoff is 18. So if they're over 18, does that individual need to just apply for themselves, since technically they've been here over 10 years? They can't apply like as a child. They just need to apply for themselves.
Right. Okay, so that is for the step parent. In order to prove the step parent relationship, that individual would have to, those parents would have to be married before the child is 18. If the child is over 18 and not married, they wouldn't be qualified.
Okay. So
Right.
if it's your natural child, like it's their child. It's
Right,
not like a
it's
stepchild.
their child. So right, it's their child, but it also included stepchildren.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's a great benefit. All right. And how do they reach out to you?
Okay, so my contact number is 929-288-6873. Let me repeat. That is 929-288-6873, or they could visit my website at www.latlawimmiservices.com. I can also be found on Facebook and Instagram as LATLAW Immigration Services. And I'm also located in Georgia, in Stockbridge, Georgia. I do have an office in Stockbridge, Georgia.
Okay, so if someone lives like out of town and they saw this video, they still can contact you to get the help
They
that they
can,
need.
yes.
Okay.
I do assist persons in all 50 states virtually.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Anyone else with
And
questions?
outside of the US, of course, because there are persons who go through, other immigration benefits like consular processing, and they want to file for family members. So I do assist in all 50 states and internationally.
Very good. Okay, and I'll put the information up in case anyone missed it. I'll put the information up after the video. That's great information. Back to you, Sion.
Okay, Ms. Latoya. We want to thank you and trust us. Madam President says she gonna put the information, but submit us with your email, your social media presence, because everyone may not have access to a phone line. Some may have to, wherever they are, they may not know to use WhatsApp.
Right.
Not able to use direct call because of strap for cash, but they
Mhm.
can probably contact you by whatever you have, Instagram,
Yes.
TikTok.
So right. So both Facebook and Instagram is the Law Immigration Services.
Awesome, great. And I have one question before I allow you to enjoy the rest of the meeting, where you said that everything is done electronically. But the question I have is there, after submitting the application, is there any way that they probably can receive a telephone call from the immigration service?
Okay, according to USCIS, unless they tell you, but they will not reach out via phone, everything is done electronical. They have to check that electronic application. And oh, another thing is that application. So if it's for a stepchild and a parent, they need their own account. So
Okay.
each individual will need their own account, right?
So if anyone call and say they're representing or is information, it's a roll call. That's what we
Right.
established.
Always log into the USCIS online account and check, and they can also communicate with USCIS if they're uncertain about something. They have a message center in there. They just go ahead and type, you guys reach out to me. But normally, as I said, everything will be done electronically. They will not mail anything in the mail. So after the application is submitted, they will receive a receipt notice with a case number, and that's what they'll use to track it. And they will also receive notification that an update has been made on their case. They will get that in their email. All they need to do is log back into their account. And there's a possibility they'll see, for example, their biometrics has been scheduled. And they just need to go to the location that their biometrics is scheduled for their photograph, fingerprints, and also to record their signatures.
Anyone else have any question for Ms. Latoya? Anyone else in the audience? You have a question, just don't leave it your question and said, I should have asked, or I'm not clear, and then you're gonna try to call me.
No, they're gonna call me. They have my number.
Sometimes they try to think someone what happened, Latoya? And this is what people's 101, 1.0. They think sometimes you hear in the same forum what they didn't hear. So even though you are the person with the expertise, they may want to call Madam President and they may want to call me or someone else. I am not fully with the expertise. So the time to ask your questions is now.
Right.
With that being said, if no one else have any question for Ms. Latoya, once again, we want to thank you for your time off to come to this great organization and to be a part of Caribbean Association of Georgia at this time, at this moment. And we thank you for the wealth of information. And we're glad that anyone on this panel can use it, anyone on the line can use it, and those who will listen after. And this is great wealth of knowledge, and we're glad that someone can utilize it, that you take information and you relate like a baton onto someone else. Because what the information helping me to understand, sitting and listening, is how family can be held together inside they're being separated. And I'm all down for families, hands and toes down. So with that being said, we have Minister Chris Scott, who is one of the past president of this august body, the Caribbean Association of Georgia. She also is the pastor of Church Without Walls in the McDonough area. She also is a director of stage play, table reading, movie director. Also just concluded winning the trophy for the reading of Job Tale. With that being said, Dr. Chris Scott earned her doctorate, and she hails from the Caribbean and the country of Trinidad and Tobago. Matter of fact, I should retract that, not a country, the island, and it's a twin island, Trinidad and Tobago. With that being said, Pastor Chris Scott gonna come and help us to understand, because Trinidad and Tobago just conclude celebrating their independence. And who other can tell us about Trinidad and Tobago more than a born and bred Trinidadian? Pastor Chris Scott, Dr. Chris Scott, Director Chris Scott, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Pastor Sion, and thank you, Madam President, for the invite, and to all of the wonderful board members and everyone on here. Thank you, Ms. Latoya, for such great information. I'm not going to be before you long, but there is no way that I can come on here and not play 30 seconds of this song for you. Can everybody hear it?
Yes.
Trinity to the bone, Trinity to the bone. They can't be Trinity to the bone, Trinity to the bone.
Okay, stop dancing, too much, too much, too much. Let's not get started.
To the bone.
That's it, sweet, sweet TNT. So I thank you again for allowing me to be on here to speak. I'm going to just share some facts about Trinidad and Tobago. So make sure you listen in though, because I'm leaving for Trinidad in about a week and a half. And I'm going to get some gifts that I'm going to bring back for those of you that win today. So you got to pay close attention because I got 3 or 4 major questions and I'm going to pick a gift when I get to Trinidad with you in mind, okay? So the first thing I want to say is Trinidad and Tobago, we obtained our independence from the British Empire in 1962 and finally became a republic in 1976. So we're celebrating 62 years. We did on August 31st. That is amazing. So hats off to Trinidad and Tobago. The Twin Islands had passed hands so many times, starting with when Christopher Columbus so-called actually discovered certain places that was already there. in 1498 on his 3rd voyage, and it passed hands from Spain, the British, the French, the Dutch, and then back to the British again. And just to let you know about the people from that are in Trinidad and Tobago, to tell you just a little bit about them, and Madam President, if we could just cue up that video as well, please. But Afro-Trinidadians and Tobagonians were called, or sometimes just Afro-Trinbagonians. Can anybody say that? Trinbagonians.
Trinbagonians.
That's it. People from Trinidad and Tobago and from different African countries, mainly West Africa. Quick history, my ancestors, two sisters, they were twins. They were taken from the shores of Ghana, West Africa, and taken to the Caribbean. One was sold to a master in St. Vincent, and one was sold to a master in Grenada. And that's how my family ancestry became, and family moved to Trinidad, and that's how it became. So I said to someone as I was trying to get my ticket this week, I said, why did the slave masters have to drop my ancestors off in one of the furthest islands, Eastern? It's pretty far. You know, Jamaica is a hop, skip, and a jump, right? So yeah. But also there are Indo-Trinidadians and Tobagonians, right? In Trinidad, they came over in 1845 during the period of colonization. And that's where there's such an Indian influence in Trinidad, probably, I would say about maybe 50%, half Trinidadians and Indian influence and African influence. And then there's so much more. For instance, I was talking to someone in Trinidad yesterday on a business call, and I said, where are you from? Because she sounds Hispanic. And she said, oh, I'm Trinidadian. And I know in Trinidad, over 300,000 Venezuelans have moved into Trinidad because it's just 20 minutes away from the Twin Islands. So there are a lot of them there now. And, you know, such a melting pot. So the Twin Island of Trinidad and Tobago is a small but high income country with a population of 1.3 million people, and it has a lot of rich resources. One of the resources is we drive on them every day. The Pitch Road here in America, Trinidad has several pitch lakes. It's natural producing pitch, and that's where we have a relationship with the United States and other countries where we supply pitch because it's never ending. It's a natural resource and other many other resources. But I want to show this short video, then I'm going to come back and finish up about 1 minute. No sound.
No audio.
Hold your hands, take you round, show you all over Trinidad, Tobago, come see how beautiful. We just want to hold your hands, take you round, show you all over Trinidad, Tobago, come see how beautiful.
Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago. Our physical beauty is the perfect backdrop for a journey into history and a sampling of one of the world's unique cultures. During your visit, you'd be amazed at the range of flora and fauna. Move to our rhythms and delight in our heritage. Discover the old and new capital city of Port of Spain and come face to face with one of the wonders of the modern world, the Le Bray Pitch Lake. Enjoy Trinidad and Tobago, from the first sound of the steel pan to the sun setting over the temple in the sea, to the scarlet ibis coming home to roost. And if you set foot in the Sister Isle Tobago, you will be astounded by the magnificence of the reefs, the waterfalls, and the many fishing villages that dot the coast. Our tours are who we are, and we are our gift to the world. So, now that we've got you here, let us show you around.
Trinidad, Tobago, come see how beautiful. We just want to hold your hands, take you round, show you all over Trinidad, Tobago, come see how beautiful. We just want to hold your hands, take you round, show you all over.
Thank you so much, Madam President. So that was just a short video of Trinidad. And I want to share with you one of the things I always tell people here in the United States, that all of we is one. And the reason I say that is we were just dropped off in different slave ships. So that's, we're all one people together. And there's a group called the Americans that left America after slavery was abolished, and they decided to settle in different Caribbean islands. And about 3 of them settled in Trinidad. And the Americans are still there today. Of course, they don't sound like Americans because it's been many years. And so therefore, we don't know where we are, who we're connected to. So we should always remember that. And sometimes I don't know if this happens to you, but you go visit another country and you go, that person kind of looks like me. They kind of favor me, you know? When I go to Haiti, I go through the same thing. I'm looking like, oh, they kind of favor my family, you know? So we don't know. So that's why all of we is one people. We should embrace our own culture and celebrate others as well. So talking about real quick about foods from Trinidad, anybody ever had some roti? How about some
Yes.
doubles? I know Madam President been to Trinidad. I called her one day and I'm like, where are you? She's like, I'm in Trinidad. So doubles. And then there's pilau, like a rice cook-up, and callaloo and crab, aloo pie, gyro, fish and cuckoo, pasteles. So there's an Indian influence, African influence, and Spanish influence very strong, and Portuguese in Trinidad and Tobago. And a lot of our West African roots, that's where the callaloo, which is the dasheen leaf, and the okra come from. And that's where callaloo comes from. And callaloo is another word the Trinidadian uses for confusion. Is a lot of callaloo, a lot of mix up. So yeah. And you can taste the Spanish influence, especially in the pilau and the way that it's cooked. And the name of Trinidad was actually named, Christopher Columbus renamed it La Isla de la Trinidad, right? And that means the island of Trinity. So then the name was changed back to Trinidad and Tobago. And the motto, make sure somebody listens to this, of Trinidad is together we aspire, together we achieve. That's the motto of Trinidad and Tobago. Together we aspire, together we achieve. And it was established by the late first Prime Minister, Dr. Eric Williams. And that's when Trinidad gained the independence in 1962. And we celebrate Carnival. And Carnival was a rebellion, started as a rebellion against enslavement. And the slave masters used to try to stop Trinidadians from celebrating in the 18th century. But they continue to celebrate Carnival, that now it's one of the largest festivals in the world. And steel pan, we all know the steel pan originated in Trinidad and Tobago during the late 1930s. And it was so when I think about my family, like my uncle passed away a couple of years ago, they get together and they stay up all night. I don't know if anybody ever experienced that, if they do that in any of the other countries, but they stay up like 24 hours and they beat on whatever they could find. If you have a bottle and a spoon, whatever you have, and they make melodious music. So it's the same thing with the steel pan. Now they have the steel pan, they tend to play that more, but I can't hang with my family like that. They 24 hours beating on drums or a pot or whatever you could find, but they have so much fun celebrating. And that's the thing about Trinidadians. They like to party, have fun, and it's all about love. That's what it's all about. So can anybody tell me the national dish and put it in, who first one to put it in?
Roti. Oh, I was
You're
just-
cheating.
You can't. You got to put it in chat. The first one to put it in chat, the national dish of Trinidad and Tobago. And Camille, if you could keep the name, so I'll buy those gifts when I get to Trinidad.
Yes.
And the first one to put it in chat. Tell me when we have something in chat. Give it a try, somebody. The national dish of Trinidad and Tobago. Ah, Latoya. Oh, you must have Googled.
Crab and callaloo. All right.
Yes, because everybody else
Latoya.
would have said roti, but it is crab and callaloo. They kind of go close, but crab and callaloo supersedes it. So awesome. So congratulations,
I
Latoya.
get cheap. I'm like, I don't know. I know for Jamaicans, I can't salt fish. I
Of
don't know.
course. And that's some good stuff, callaloo and crab. And then the next question is, which artist is to Trinidad and Tobago as Bob Marley was to Jamaica? First one to put it in chat. Oh no. Marshall Montano, he's a baby. Anybody? No one?
Man, these are hard
Sparrow.
questions.
You gotta put it in chat, Camille.
Oh, let me put it in
I
there
know
first.
it's wrong. I know it's wrong, but if Christine wins, she can't get nothing.
She
so.
won. It's
She-
Mighty Sparrow.
Oh my God.
Thanks, Camille.
It gave us the
It's
answer.
a team effort.
Oh
See,
my
it's a team
God.
And it's spelled just like the bird, sparrow.
Oh my gosh.
And
She
the
has to
last-
share the gift with me. That's all.
I'll see if I can get something she could share.
Mhm.
And the last question is, let's see. Oh, there are actually two questions. What is the motto of Trinidad and Tobago? Put it in chat.
Liming.
Yeah, Lyman is good too. I saw Miss Sandra write it down, so let's see if she has it. I saw her write it down when I said it.
I know it's together.
Out of many one people.
Oh, that's
Mm,
Jamaicans.
Yeah.
That might be true.
No, so I'm gonna say it. If no one can get it, I'm gonna tell
I
you.
got it. I
Together
got
we
it. There,
achieve.
I got it right there. I got it.
Together we
Together.
aspire, together we achieve.
Yes.
I
Who
got
said
it.
that?
Somebody
Me. Woo! I won.
Together we
No.
achieve. No, you said together
No.
we achieve, together we grow. What did you put, Camille?
No.
there's
Oh,
Together we
an
aspire, together we
Chris.
achieve.
Together we aspire.
I made my own motto up. I don't know.
No, together we achieve, together we aspire.
So that
Oh.
go
Together,
to
but you said
Sandra.
The other
together
way
we
around.
aspire.
Together we're wrong.
So
No,
can
it's
they
the other
get
way
3
around.
quarter of the
Together we
gift?
aspire, together we achieve.
Yeah.
Okay, so Garfield, why don't you put it in before somebody else does?
I'm driving, so I'm
Oh.
not supposed to text and drive.
Can we give that to Garfield?
I put it in already. I was the first one.
Who is
Let me
that?
see, I didn't see it.
Sandra.
Sandra. She
Together we-
says, together we aspire, together we.
Achieve.
Oh,
Is
that
that-
was achieve. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I put it in
Miss
already.
I
Sandra.
thought I
Okay.
saw her writing it down, so she gets it. She
Okay,
gets it.
so let me
Now
write her
here's
name down.
one more. This is a hard one. What religious observance comes immediately following Carnival?
Juve.
That's not a religious observance.
Oh.
She is so
That's
wrong.
the devil himself.
I know, right?
Bang.
All I remember.
I put the
when
answer. I got it.
All I remember when I go to Trinidad for Carnival is they party and they party and it's party after a party.
I know Miss Sandra actually got it. It's Lent. So
Oh.
Oh, is
whole
that jab jab?
no, the whole purpose of Carnival is to get all of your sins out before Lent starts. No, really, that's the same thing with New Orleans. They party, you
Oh.
have fun, you party, and that's why there's such a rush to party so much because
Wow.
after that, everything shuts down, and all you hear is gospel music on the radio. So
Purge.
that's the reason. It's like a purging. You're absolutely right. So that's why you have the jab and you have the Juve, because all that stuff is purging. You're sinning as much as you can, right?
Wow.
And then Lent comes and it's all over. Thank you all for allowing me to present. I hope you enjoyed this time. I will see you all when I get back with your gifts. Those of you that won, Miss Latoya. Miss Latoya said, I'm using my resources. Sandra, thank you guys so much. I love you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I learned a lot, and that's what
Yes.
it's all about. CAG is here to educate you.
So Dr. Scott, what is parang?
And what is doubles? What is doubles? Is it a drink?
No, and you should go up to Tassa Roti and have yourself a doubles, Camille. So Tassa is a particular drum of Indian origin. So a lot of people hear Tassa and they think that's her name, but no, it's a
I
drum.
thought it was a roti, actually.
No,
But anyway.
and you can get a good doubles there, which is like 2 thin pieces of pastry. It's not really pastry,
Oh.
like a bake sort of, but very thin and soft. And then they put the chana in it and kind of fold it. And it is known as a breakfast thing in Trinidad. You could find every doubles man at the street corners in Trinidad. Doubles and a coconut water. And Sion, you had a question?
Where's parang?
Okay, parang is a mixture
Music.
of calypso / soca music with a Hispanic flair. So parang comes from the Spanish origin. So during Christmas time, you'll hear parang music, and that's another time when they get together, and there's always an excuse to have a good party, and you beat the drum and all that stuff, but that's parang. It's a type of music.
Sound a little bit like mento and Spanish music, right, Chris? Kind of, sort of, yeah.
Sort of.
So once again, thank you, Dr. Scott, for gracing CAG with your expertise of bringing the information from Trinidad and Tobago. And I always say we are one culture, one water. I used to say we are one culture divided by water, but Dr. Nelson said we need to change our thinking, that we are one culture and one water. And I think she is perfectly correct. So with that being said, Camille, who is our secretary, gonna bring the update of the last meeting. I think she's ready now.
Okay, sorry you couldn't hear me. Yes, just a quick recap. What CAG we discussed, we introduced new members, discussed some hurricane relief. There are some groups, and we reached out, and we announced upcoming fundraiser and cultural events. Where Christine, President, will talk about it later. We have the Hawks coming up. We have in the middle of December, feeding the homeless. And we talked about a little bit about that. We need more volunteers. And actually, if you want anyone wanted to volunteer or know somebody, you could sign up CaribbeanGeorgia.org and just sign up for that. And with our toy event, that's the middle of December. We have 3 locations: Lawrenceville, Stone Mountain, McDonough. And if you're interested in joining our committee, we touched briefly on that too. So we need you to, roll up your sleeves and come aboard and help us. So we discussed that on the last meeting.
And being the Sergeant of Arms, I first would like to have someone to approve the minutes while I will confer the approving of the minutes who were at that meeting.
Approved.
Anyone else want to second it?
I second that.
Well, Madam Secretary, with all due respect, you cannot read the minutes and then second your minutes that you read.
Oh, sorry.
So, Mr. Garfield, because it was an executive meeting, would you like to second the minutes and I confer it at the meeting?
Second, I move to second the meeting. The minutes of the last meeting.
Well, I hereby confer that the minutes of the last meeting has been approved, read, understood, and been approved. Our president is Madam Christine Newton, hails from the island of Jamaica. Corrigo.
Mr. Sergeant of Arms, sir, with the board's permission, I am almost at work. Can I just squeeze my report in so I can get it out of the way?
Okay, we'll facilitate you giving your report first, and then Madam President will go after.
Thank you very much, sir. This is the report for CAG as at the ending of August, for the month of August. We began the month with 3,821, and we earned from PayPal a total of 151, which has like dues and other contributions. For the month of August, we expended $643.46, which includes a $200 deposit for an event that we will be participating at the Atlanta Hawks. And so therefore we have a net loss of $492.22 for the month of August. We had a closing balance of $3,329.39 for the month of August. Balance to date is $3,260. And so that's the reading of the report for the treasurer for the month of August for CAG.
Anyone want to second the anybody want to approve the treasurer's report?
Approved.
Anyone want to second
So,
the treasurer's report?
I'm driving, but I hereby move the motion to have the treasurer's report be seconded.
Okay, I hereby approve the treasurer's report, and it's always a good thing that when you can be in the greens and not in the reds. And I want us to continue to build upon what we have, the momentum that we're developing. And for this to get greater, we need more volunteers, more ideas. We need more to come forward that this is where I want to play a role. Here is where I see myself, because as much as we hear that we're in the greens, the money keep rotating back into the community because we don't have where we have any grants as yet or any of those stuff. So we have money coming from the events, and therefore we circulate it in other ways to make sure we keep the community together, the community involvements and the community events. Once again, thank you, our Treasurer Garfield, for the great job that you're doing. And I hope you enjoy a great evening at work. With that being said, back to our president, Madam President, Christy Newton from the country of Jamaica, resides in Georgia, and she has been graced with a great opportunity to preside over this great organization. With that being said, Madam President, the floor is yours to bring to us the calendars of event for this organization.
All right, all right. This is Christine Newton here, bringing you great things from CAG. So let's start with our raffle that we have going on. This is how we're going to raise some funds for Caribbean Association of Georgia. And this raffle is $5 for the ticket. And you can get a ticket on our website at caribbeangeorgia.org, or see our Sergeant of Arms, Mr. Sion Rodney, who will have his tickets by tomorrow, and our Camille or Vice President. See one of them and you can purchase your tickets. But that will be on our website where you can purchase your tickets for $5. You could win a trip for two to up to $1,000 to wherever you want to go. That's it. And that's how we're going to help raise funds for the organization. So come now, come all, $5, and plan to be on vacation to one of our lovely Caribbean islands or wherever you want to go. So help us raise funds in that regard. What we have coming up is okay, so 1 second. I got a little carried away with that video because I wanted to, get you guys ready and hyped for October 19th. So the plan is October 19th, we're going to be at the Grand Ant in Stone Mountain. All the information is on our website, caribbeangeorgia.org. And the intent is for you to learn about your heroes for of the Caribbean islands. So if you are a Bob Marley, if you're a Usain Bolt, if you are a Bayesian Spider-Man, we want you to come out. We have prizes to give away for the best costume. You come out, you model your costume. You don't have to buy anything. Make up something. Are you a famous poet? Whatever you are, we want to see you. October 19th, the information is on our website, and it's free. Just come on out. Now, we ask that you bring a donation. Donate. This is going to help us to give away toys during the holidays. If you have a toy, bring it on. We want to have it so that we can give it to those kids during the holiday. So that's what's happening October 19th at the Grand Ants in Lithonia. And just come out, get ready to have a good time. We'll have you model your outfit. We're going to have games, drinks, lots of good time. So come out like this. Yes, yes. Bring it on. The next thing that is happening, 1 second, I'm sorry. The next thing that's going to be happening is Caribbean Nights at the Hawks Games. Yes, that's going to be December 26th. December 26th, we're going to have Caribbean Nights. And we have the halftime. Caribbean Association of Georgia, we are presenting a Caribbean halftime for all to see. So this means when you say you're not represented, we are representing you. So I need you guys to come out, get your tickets. It's on our website, caribbeangeorgia.org. It's right after Christmas, December 22nd. Bring everybody. Bring your flag, your rag, your everything.
26.
We have a whole halftime performance that is going to take place. So we want to represent and show everybody that we're here. It's gonna be at the Hawks against the Bulls game. So, buy some tickets for your Christmas holiday. Get out there. We're all gonna be in one corner. It's all gonna be Caribbeanized. We're gonna turn out. So we want to see you there. We want your participation. It's gonna be a great day. So save that date, please, and let's show out and represent. This also helps us to raise funds for Caribbean Association of Georgia. So each ticket you buy, a portion of those proceeds come to CAG. In addition to that, it helps us, pay for the performers to get in there and represents us well. So we want to see you there, and it's going to be a great Caribbean night at the Hawks games. So that is coming up. So save that date because we want to see you. The other thing that's going on, we have the Toys for Tots coming up. All of these things help us to achieve our mission. And our mission is to educate everyone about the Caribbean and to, in order to achieve our mission. Educate everyone about, the things that we have going on, whether in immigration, healthcare, mental health. We do it in different ways. So all of you know what's going on with the Caribbean community. So we have a lot of things that is going on, and you guys help us to achieve our mission. And that is it for me for now.
At this time, thank you, Madam President, for such a detail of our event planning that is coming up on behalf of CAG. So please put it at your to-do list, on your refrigerator, on your printer, which part of your office or wherever you go to as your regular place of visitation, or where you have your makeup being done, your mirror, whatever. CAG would like to see you there, and we can lock arms together. Because I believe that networking is one of the greatest aspects to enjoy humanity, and not feeling that you're in a silo by yourself. When you network, you grow your network. And when you grow your network, you bring your net worth. So we believe that everything interlocks with each other. With that being said, I open the floor now for our trivia with no other than Miss Camille Fitzsimmons.
Yay! Thank you, Sion. Can everybody hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yes.
All right, wonderful. Now, here it comes. All right, you heard that. I hope you did. Okay, so here we go. All right, now the first question.
I know. Oh, you have
No, no, no. Mhm. All right. All right. Okay. I made it easy for you guys, and don't cheat. Don't go on the internet. All right. So slave revolts, such as one in 1763, led by, and put your answers in the chat. Don't cheat and blurt it out, Christine. In 1763, led by Guyana's national hero, blank, demonstrated the desire for basic rights, but also a willingness to compromise. Let me read it again. If you blurt it out, no cheating, Christine. No. So slave revolts, such as one in 1763, led by Guyana's national hero, Sion should get this, he's from Guyana, blank, demonstrated the desire for basic rights, but also a willingness to compromise. Let me see in the chat if anybody got that. Ooh! All right, Chris Scott, she did it. Yay! All right. We have a winner.
I didn't win?
No.
No,
Here's what happened.
What? What?
Secretary.
Miss
What
Berkeley
happened?
It's
Dr. Chris Scott post the last.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Correct spelling.
remember, no, I'm between applause and music and
Oh.
questions, so I didn't see it. Sorry, forgive me. Our winner is
Sion.
Sion Rodney. All
But
right.
it's spelled wrong.
I don't know if we should give it to him. And he's from Guyana. I don't know. Okay, Sion, we'll give it to you. All right.
We'll
Thank
give
you.
it to you, Sion, because you should have known that.
Just add that, please.
That's how we spell it in Guyana. We spell
That's
it.
how we spell it in Guyana,
Spell it in Guyana.
So, okay, so it's Cuffy.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So next one. Blank. Okay. Well, Jamaica's first national hero was born in St. Anne's Bay, St. Anne, on August 17th, 1887. In his youth, Blank migrated to Kingston, where he worked as a printer and later published a small paper called Watchman. Who is this Blank? All right. Let's see. Let me go back over to, Latoya got it. Woo! Latoya got it. Yay.
From St. Anne, so I could not get that wrong.
All right.
Oh, man.
Miss Latoya
Okay.
needs to be on the board because she's bright.
No, no, for real. I'm signing up. I like this. I am.
You like this. All right, let me get a hard one. Wait a minute. She said she liked it. Maybe they're too easy. All right, here's one.
No, I'm not even talking about the questions. It's just the interaction with you guys. Like
Oh.
I am signing up for this membership today.
Yay! Woo! All right, so here it goes. Now, some of these I can't pronounce, but I'll do. Well, let me skip that part. All right, so blank. Haitian Creole, Frenchman. Let's see, September 20th, 1758 to October 17, 1806 was the first Haitian emperor and leader of the Haitian Revolution, and the first ruler of an independent Haiti under 1805 Constitution. His name is blank. Oh, I hope I said that right. Let me look in here. I don't see nothing. I don't see nothing. Before everybody was answering, come on, let's do it. Let's do it. Woo! Let's see. I'll give you, you guys at least guess the first name. That should be easy because a lot of Haitian people have that first name.
I didn't give the right answer.
Okay, let me scroll down. Sorry, many screens. I see Marcus Garvey. You said Overture?
Louise Overture.
Oh, let me go back and look because that's not what I saw. Nope. I should have pulled up a buzzer. I didn't. Let me do it myself. This should be very easy because a lot of Haitian people have this first name. It should be so easy. You want me to give you a hint? Jean. Oh, who put that? Latoya put Pierre. Let me see. No.
Jean something?
Yeah, Jean something. Yeah.
John Pierre.
I don't think you can go wrong with that name Pierre when for Haiti,
All right, and there's nobody from Haiti on the line. Okay, well, the correct answer is Jean-Jacques Dessalines. I don't know if I pronounce it. I don't know if I hope I didn't curse anything, but I hope I pronounced that right. All right, let's do one more. So that was a hard one. Good. All right, so this should be, well, maybe that's too hard for you guys. All right, let's see. Blank, and blank both led St. Lucia at critical and crucial times in the island's history, from colonialism to independence. So blank and blank both led St. Lucia at a critical and crucial time in the island's history, from I can't say the word, to independence. What's the word?
Colonialism.
Thank you. To independence. It's Sir somebody.
Sir Elton John. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my goodness.
I'm kidding.
No way. Come on, guys.
John Campton. Sir John Campton.
What was that, Sion?
Dr. Scott puts Sir John Campton.
Okay, let me go back and check. That doesn't sound too familiar. Okay, right. No, you're correct, but there's two of them, Sir John Compton and Sir blank blank.
Okay,
Does anybody know the other one?
it goes to Dr. Scott.
Okay, the it's Sir George Charles and Sir John Hampton. All right, so Chris got it. Yay! All right, thank you. That concludes our trivia game. Until next time, I'll make sure I make them a little harder. I think you guys.
So with that being said, after spending a few minutes with us this afternoon, is anyone have any question that could come up from all that you heard on the business, or any question you have for the executive of this group? Anyone?
I just have something that I need to say. This is Christine again. If you are not a member of CAG and want to be, go to our website at caribbeangeorgia.org and you can sign up for our newsletter. I'm showing you our newsletter. We have quite a bit of information in there of the community, of different organizations. So we cover, all the Caribbean islands, and we try to support those nonprofit organizations that represent the island well. So we have their information in the newsletter also, so you can be aware of, what's going on in the community and things that we have coming up. And I just want to stress that, we have sponsorships available. Help to sponsor what we do. We're sponsored by Amazon, D&H Tax Services, and Authentic Caribbean, Ezzy Spotlight, and we want you to be a sponsor so that we can showcase you. Sign up to be a business member and help support our mission. So don't forget, sign up for our newsletter, caribbeangeorgia.org. That's it.
And volunteer today.
Any question on the floor by anyone? Suggestion? Concerns? Comments?
I just want to say, awesome meeting. I'm with Latoya. Gee, I want to make sure I'm here every month. This is fun. And Latoya is as competitive as I am. So
I'm gonna have to start studying before these meetings. You got
Me myself.
came sharp.
And who we have there? Dominique. Dominique, please pronounce your last name because I don't want to butcher your last name.
Dominique Sade.
Sade.
She was one of our performers at the festival. Tell us a little bit of what you did and what island you represent.
Okay, so I represent St. Thomas, the U.S. Virgin Island, and I was presenting Qigong and guided meditation at the festival. Had a little issue with the mic, but it was all good. And I'm just finding ways to build community. I moved from New York City, and so I was really happy to find you all, this organization, because I feel kind of alone and I don't know where my family is at. So it was really beautiful to not only just find the organization, but get involved immediately. I'm a mindfulness coach. I teach people how to resolve conflict, how to heal from grief, emotional distress, and just seeing, I know that within our community, with high blood pressure, with grief, with chronic physical pains, and so many things that causes imbalances in our lives from everyday living. Oh, I didn't hear that.
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So I just also want to offer that to my community as well, because I work with organizations, different companies, and why not bring it to my own community as well and have them have access to these things that may seem kind of far-fetched, but it's really important to address and to offer. And that's about it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dominique Sade. I now remember who you are. Look a little bit different from then to now. Anyone else have any question, comments, or concerns?
Well, I'd just like to introduce myself since no one asked who I am.
Who are you, Miss Sandra? We missed our Miss Sandra. We're so
I
sorry.
know.
We know you, Miss Sandra. You're the lady with all the answers.
Mhm. With a fast fingers to Google. Fast fingers.
Well, my name is Sandra Bob, and I'm from Guyana, South America, the beautiful country.
Oh.
Yeah, and I know Sion and I know Chris. I met her just a couple of weeks ago at the reading, which was awesome.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
Job's
yes.
Tale.
So I'm glad to meet you guys. The organization it's sounds wonderful, and I like to see everybody have so much energy and so much good spirits. So that's a good thing. So I'm looking forward to hanging out with you guys.
Miss
We're
Sandra,
happy
let
to
us know
have
what
you.
you do, and where we can use your skill set. You can bring your skill set to the fore, and we can network with each other, because that's what CAG. You're branded to be seen in the community and lock arms with other organization, while the same with us, and we do sponsorship for our events. So let's know what you do that we can work together.
Okay, sure. I own a home care agency for the past 25 years here in Georgia, and we cover about 45 counties. We send nursing assistants into the homes to take care of the elderly or the disabled. And we have several Medicaid waiver programs that people who come from the Caribbean as permanent residents, they could, automatically would get supplement social security. It's a payment they get every month, and they get Medicaid, and they're able to get receive services through Medicaid. Or if you if you have money, of course you pay privately. And also we have to think about when we retire. A lot of people are not aware that if you get sick, there's no payment for you to receive home care. So you need to have long-term care insurance. And that's something that you guys, you're young, so you need to get it now. Because the older you get, the more expensive it gets. And Medicare does not pay for home care services. So you need to have some type of insurance that would, be able to help you if you should need it.
Wow. Well, Miss Sandra Bob, thank you. And anyone you heard of what Miss Sandra Bob does, you heard what Dominique Shadé does, and you heard what Latoya also doing, Pastor Chris Scott also doing, and also Madam President, what she does, and so forth and such like. Madam President, is there any way you want to bring a summary before our VP?
No. Go right ahead. You're doing a great job.
Thank you. I have who came in late that missed the roll call is our Vice President, also from Jamaica. And his name is Winston Thomas, a veteran served in the United States of America Armed Forces, and he's been our Vice President, the longest serving member on the executive board for CAG. I would like him at this time to say what you have to do in terms of bringing this meeting close to a close.
We can't hear you. There he goes.
Good evening, everyone. I thank you very much for being a part of this meeting. I'm actually on the road and not at my usual place of, where I would normally present the meeting from. So please forgive me for the movement in the background, so on and so forth. So I want to thank everyone for taking time out of their busy schedule to be with us. I know there are today's age and stage, everyone have options as to where they can be, what they can be involved in. So I thank you everyone for being here. With that being said, I am Winston Thomas, Vice President, CAG. I like to say that I'm all Army, ex-Army, retired, 21 years, 9 months, 17 days. And now I'm just in my life to speak and doing my little part for the community. I just wanted to touch on something real quick, and that's the importance of a monumental election coming up in November. November 5 is the general election. I'm not telling you who to vote for, but I highly encourage you to make sure you prepare yourself and your neighbors and your friends and the rest of your household to go out and vote. So in Georgia here, you have the voter registration deadline, October 7th. Monday, October 7th is the final day on which you can register to vote in Georgia. All right. You have October the 25th. You can actually, that's the deadline for absentee request if you want to do it absentee ballot request. And then you have up until November 5th to send in that request. Now in Georgia, early voting starts October 5th. Tuesday, October 5th, runs all the way to Friday, November 1 for early voting. So I just wanted to take this time to say again, this election more than ever has consequences. Prepare yourself and your family and your friends to go there and make your mark. And if there are any questions, we are planning to have later on someone on this platform to come and answer any questions relating to, do's and don'ts or anything that we can't answer right now. But election season, you see it on the television, on the radio, prepare yourself. With that being said, if there are any questions, feel free to voice it now so I can attempt to answer them.
May I add something to that? Registering to vote is one thing, and being eligible for citizenship is also another thing. So some persons who are out there and still they have their green cards and they're eligible, if it's through marriage, and again, this is not legal advice, if they're married for 3 years and their marriage is still in good faith and they are a lawful permanent resident, go ahead, apply for citizenship. If they've had their green card for 5 years and they're eligible as well, apply for citizenship.
Oh, thank you so very much for that. Yes, very important that only citizens are allowed to vote in this general election. A green card holder won't cut it. All right, you have to be a citizen. Thank you so very much. Is there any other
They
comments?
go to register to vote. Where can they go to register? I think it's the My Georgia page, my voter page.
Yes, there is the website, or you can actually go to I think
Secretary of
it's for
State.
different counties have different location. And like again, yes, I think that there's a Georgia website, I think the Secretary of State website where you can actually go and do the process. But I'm pretty sure for each county there are different location as to where you can actually go and register. And I know it can be done online also.
MVP.
Anyone want to add anything to that?
mvp.georgia.gov. You can go there. That's your and register. Not register, but you can go there and register. mvp.sos.ga.gov. And if you moved, please, check your voter page, update your address, stuff like that. And you can go to that My Voter page and verify, because if you move to, rent is high, people are moving, make sure you have that updated and register in that county that you moved to.
Thank you. And Dominique put the link in the chats for anyone who needs it. Thank you, Dominique.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's all for me where that is concerned. Over back to Sergeant at Arms.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President Winston Thomas. Just to let you know, our next general members meeting is on October 5th at 5 p.m. Looking forward to see you. Bring someone to attend this meeting. Let someone understand what is going on with CAG. We want CAG to be in the mouths of people and not only be in their mouths. Let's help it to stay on their mouths and more so on their mind. So as they think, they can perceive to act what they need to be with this great organization. And also forthcoming on the said meeting, we will have someone to speak about voters registration and bring the voting knowledge and information that is so needed. Like Madam President talked about, if you're moving or you have moved and you haven't updated your previous address to your present address, how you can able to go early to find out which precinct that you're eligible to vote at, or if there is a right to the poll accessible to where you're living, because you may not have someone to ride you to the poll. You may not have anyone accessible to car. There is a right to poll. So we'll have someone with all those information, and we'll able to make sure we have the intelligence so to move in that great direction. As we said, as a non-profit organization, it's not our right to tell you who to vote for, but our right to bring the intelligence information. What you do with that information is up to you, so that CAG would not be held liable for giving you a candidate of any of us choice. That's your choice. But we bring the information, and with the information in this consequential election, they'll make sure you have the transformation that you and your family so need. With that being said, I want to bring this meeting to a close today. It's 6:26 p.m. I would like someone to move that this meeting be adjourned.
I hereby put forth the motion for this meeting to be adjourned on the 7th of September 2024.
Can I have someone to second it?
I second that motion.
That being said, this meeting being adjourned, and everyone have a great and productive evening. Make sure you enjoy this splendid weekend.
Until next time. Thank you.
Thank you all for attending. Have a great evening.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Miss Sandra.